to not listen to absolute stupidity. What's up, fam? It's your boy Demuir here, purveyor of all sounds underground. Thank you for joining me on my YouTube channel today, where I'll be discussing the topic of how to make proper underground EDM in 2020. But before we jump into things, I really would appreciate your help with this if you just give me some of that SLC. Hit subscribe, like, comment, and even share this post if you like what you're getting. And if you don't like it, well, hit dislike. I don't mind that as well. It's all good for the algorithm. All right, so point number one is to not listen to absolute stupidity. David Guetta made an incredible quote, and it went something along the lines of,
basically what's really hot right now is underground, but the energy is not enough for big festivals.
Underground music is where it's happening, but it doesn't have enough energy to move in the festivals, which is just complete and utter bullshit. If we listen to opinions like that from reputable people, like personally, I love the old David Guetta, Ibiza, all of that, very innovative, playing proper underground music, and then something happened with commercial EDM that just changed him. And I'll just leave it at that. Don't listen to stupidity. Underground music, if it's got enough energy to drive change and innovation in our music, it's got enough to be properly represented at any club or any fucking festival out there, period. Point number two is to learn the roots of this music. I'm not necessarily talking about black people created underground house music, etc., etc. I'm just saying educate yourself. Understand what came before you to help influence and or inspire your approach to making proper underground house music in today's day and age. And then you know where to innovate, where to make some changes, but having that inspiration is generally worthwhile. Point number three is to do it from the heart. There's nothing more comprehensive than music that comes directly from the heart. It's honest music. I've used this term before, where it's not necessarily cookie cutter. It's coming directly from a person's heart in terms of what inspires them to do what they've done into a track. So never lose that. I think a lot of our music in today's underground EDM or commercial EDM, whatever you want to call it, can use that. And point number four is to know the difference between inspiration and straight out copycat approaches to making underground electronic dance music in today's day and age. And what I mean by this is there's a really strong difference between listening to something and having it change your thinking and creative approach to how you'd build a chord progression versus copying the exact same chord progression. If there's any chord progression that I've heard day in and day out, it's the Good Life chord progression, and then there's a bunch of other techno ones where you've heard it all before, like 808 State did it before, and it's like, okay, give it a rest. Whereas you can be inspired by those sounds and just do a different set of chord variations that would make it unique, or pass the sound through some sort of filter or distortion to make it uniquely yours. We live in a heavy sample pack age now, where I can literally tell you where certain sounds came from a specific sample pack. So I think sample packs are great to inspire. That's what they're there for, but not necessarily to just straight drag and drop and just make a cookie cutter song that the next 4 or 5 people will have as the same track. And point number 5, after you've done all of this research and not listening to stupidity and making a solid core effort to just be unique in everything in which that you do, is to make sure you find your signature sound. The fact that you have your own unique sound is really a good thing, and the fact that it doesn't sound like everybody else is even better. you should just lean heavily into that belief that you are offering something unique. I mean, there's over 7 billion people on the planet. We want to hear your stuff. We don't necessarily want to hear what some marketing firm or PR or whatever it is has said. This is the real deal right here. When really and truly you've done all of the work, you put in the time, you've learned about the background about this music, and you've invested all of your inspiration and hard work into a sound that is uniquely yours. And that should be celebrated. So continue pushing that forward and people will come to it. And there you have it. Those are my thoughts on how to make underground electronic dance music in 2020. Let me know your thoughts on this one. I usually join the conversation within 48 hours after posting these videos, and even beyond that. I've been trying to respond to most of the comments or questions that follow thereafter. So I would really appreciate your thoughts, and don't forget that SLC, hit subscribe, like, and comment, and more importantly, hit the notifications bell to stay in touch with the new videos that we have up and coming. And the conversation doesn't have to end here. Join us on our Discord server where there's a lot of like-minded people who are in the pursuit of DJing and producing more professionally, and they're lending each other's ears and support to push one another even further in their journey. Much love and respect to you. Peace.